All right, y'all, welcome back. Today is New Year's Eve 2024. We're getting ready to go into 2025, which sounds space age. But we're going to be doing a little science experiment today. I got a little comment on the last video when we bare metaled. I read all my comments. I may not respond to them all, but I do read them all. From Mr. Tickler, who I've been watching his videos for a while, suggesting an alternative way to strip down the bare metal that's more efficiently. So we're going to try it on this hood. So this is a, I believe, original hood for 62 Impala. Okay. Bobby scored this hood out of San Marcos, I believe, which is about 2.5 hours, 3 hours away, for next to nothing. And so we sure do appreciate it. And the bodywork on it is really nice, but there is some issues that we're gonna address in this video. It had a little bubble here and a little bubble here. All it was a little bubble. Well, the other day we took some 80 grit on a block and blocked the bubble away, and this is what we found. A little black pit, which I believe corresponds with where the brace is at underneath. We'll see though. So upon further inspection of this hood, it's got something weird going on with it. I don't know, but we're gonna find out. It's got bare metal. It's got filler over bare metal, which some people do, some people don't. I don't like to do that. Then it has red paint. Then it has some sort of sealer, or maybe a primer sealer. And then it has red paint, which appears to be single stage. And then over here on this side, we have another pit that you can feel. It's obviously rust, bare metal, some filler, red paint, I think, and a clear coat that is not adhering very well. You can tell how this is not feathering out. This is kind of like more like peeling. See that? Scratched off my fingernail. And that's red. So that could be single stage. Could be single stage. Here's another example. This is clear coat. So this tells the clear coat's really thin. I'm not sure what's going on, honestly. But there's definitely poor adhesion. Man, I don't know. It also has some pimples over the whole surface. I doubt the camera's going to pick it up, but peppering. A lot right here. The whole hood, which kind of leads me to believe that maybe it wasn't sealed. Maybe it was sealed with 2K primer, and moisture is going through it and causing it to rust. Filler right here, which, I mean, I'm not dissing the filler, you know, but there's filler there. Outside of that, man, it's really nice. There's no rust. Underneath is real nice. I don't know if I can show you on the camera here. Up under that lip, man, that's cherry right there. I believe it's original because this thing is pretty heavy. Could be wrong. I don't know. Anyways, process that Mr. Tickler suggested: 80 grit, hook and loop on the DeWalt polisher, 7-inch. Got this on Amazon, a pack of 50 for $15. And I'm gonna go to town on it with this machine here and see how long it takes to strip it. You guys saw the video last week. We stripped it with the poly discs, and you know, it's time consuming, and he says this stuff gets it off in a hurry, so we're going to test that theory. I'm going to go bare metal completely, and I'm going to get it in epoxy today. So let me get this thing outside so it doesn't make a huge mess in here, get y'all set up, and we're going to go to town on this hood. You see all the peppering? I mean, some of it feels like a divot, feels like a fisheye, but then some of it are bumps. So unfortunately, man, it looks good, and the bodywork is real nice on it. Hopefully there's not a whole lot of filler. I don't see any dents on the underside, so hopefully it won't take much to get this back up to par and get you guys set up outside. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. The whole thing is skimmed with Bondo. For no reason. For no reason. Man. Okay. So the 80 grit does work. Not as fast as I thought it would. I think we probably could have went like 36 grit and really gone to town on it, but I'm going to continue it. I'm also I'm gonna try out I believe I have one of them contours from Eastwood, and I'm gonna get the poly discs out and do maybe a section of each. Test a theory on which is the better stripping. But the entire hood is skimmed with filler, man. Unnecessary. Unnecessary. We'll see. Bring you guys back once this thing is once I get some progress on this whole side. All right. So these poly discs work better. For the, I guess, to crack it open, but the 80 grit on the polisher does work better to get rid of this filler. This Eastwood tool is junk. Doesn't even touch it. Junk, man. These things combined with the 80 grit on the polisher, but it's caking up the paper pretty good. But man, this just gets worse and worse as it goes, man. There is no need for all this filler. There's no need. So this is going to take probably, man, it's going to take 2 hours to strip this, maybe an hour and a half. So let me get back to work. Hopefully, I don't see how many more surprises we can have, but we're going to get it. Okay, we're making some progress now. I think it's a tie between the poly discs and this method. With this, you kind of move slow and let the machine do the work, but then it heats up. You know, it heats up and it starts oil canning, but then once it cools off, it relaxes. So, you know, I'm getting close here, 2/3 of the way. I still don't understand why this was done. But all this is going to be completely removed here, so I just want to take a break here for a minute. It seems like the 80 grit takes a while to crack open whatever this is, single stage or whatever, but once it does, if it didn't have so much filler, this polisher would be faster for sure. If it was just paint, you know, sealer paint, clear, it'd rip it right off, man. But this filler, man, it's making a big mess. Anyways, we wrap this up here. All right, so here we are. That took about an hour and a half, and a combination of tools. The 7-inch worked good. I used wire wheel on the edges here. Didn't get it completely, but got it good enough. And then the poly disc. This is an original hood. It's been repaired, which that's fine. Okay. I'm not seeing very many dents. Of course, you can't really tell, but what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna treat this with some OSFO, because that was a culprit of a bubble, and over here as well, and a lot of pits right here. A lot of pits right here. So I'm gonna treat this with OSFO and then DA it down 60 grit, and I think we're ready for epoxy. I'm real curious to see how this thing is gonna look once it's you know, in epoxy. Bring you guys back. All right, this thing is all prepped up. It's been cleaned. It's got plenty of 60 grit DA scratches on it. I OSFO'd it, and we're ready to get it in epoxy. So I got it out here baking, just trying to dry off a little bit because I did, you know, wash it. So I'm gonna move it into the little room, mix up the epoxy, and show you guys that process. All right, we got it here in the room. For you guys watching, who have been watching, you know I like the SPI stuff. Newcomers, this is what I like to use on bare metal, waterborne. And we're using these One Tough cloths. I already washed this with soap and water and air dried it and had it out in the sun for about 20 minutes. So, as said previously, hose the stuff on. It should be pretty clean because I already washed it, like I say, soap and water, red pad, scrubbed it, rinsed it, dried it real quick. You want to let it sit for a little bit and let all the stuff rise to the top, whatever contaminants are on the surface. It's pretty clean. It's pretty clean. Might do it twice. You guys take note of how I'm wiping the panel, man. One complete swipe. Ooh, that's dirty. That lip. So we're going to come back to that last with this rag. Go ahead and hit it one more time. Like I say, man, I don't know why this thing has so much filler. It had filler on every square inch. It even had filler on the sides. On the sides. I don't know why. I don't think it needed it. The hood's pretty straight. You know, it's got some low spots and stuff, but overall, it's a really good hood, I think. Being that it's the original also, it should fit pretty good. Okay, pretty clean. Pretty clean. This is alcohol based, so it's getting it really clean. We are going to have to come back and weld up this little pinhole right here. I didn't have the welder going today, so we'll do that on the weekend. Then spot a little epoxy once we're already spraying epoxy. We treated it with OSPO, so all the pits have been removed, neutralized, or whatever you want to call it. And this is clean bare metal with 60 grit scratches. Heavy. I like to keep my last rag, use that to clean the gun when we're done. All right, next up, epoxy. I'm thinking about 24 ounces. Maybe more like 30. Like to speed up the drying process a little bit, help it out. Okay, we also want to wait, recommended wait 30 minutes before applying. That way you know that that stuff has evaporated out. 3 o'clock, so at 3:30 we're going to be ready to spray. Like I say, I think about 30 ounces, that'd be 3 ounces, I'm sorry, 10 ounces per coat, 3 coats. So that's this stuff mixes 1 to 1, pretty much like most stuff. 1 part primer, 1 part activator. So we're gonna go 15 ounces. 15 and 15 is 1 to 1. That's gonna give us 30 ounces. Or you can use the cup, but I go by ounces. So 15 ounces. That's 14, good enough. You always want to stir it. We just used this on Saturday, but it did settle to the bottom a little bit. I just felt it. Since it's kind of full, I like to scoop. Go one more scoop. All right, so we're gonna let this sit while we wait for this to evaporate out. 30 minutes, we're gonna bring you back at 3:30 and I'm gonna show you how I spray it. All right, it's been about 30 minutes. So they give this one more stir here. They recommend you remove the filter of these disposable lids. So this is, I think, a 20-ounce cup. So it's not gonna be enough, not gonna be big enough.
Power off.
Using a vevor gun, cheap vevor. It's actually pretty good for epoxy. Yeah, it's a decent gun. I shouldn't say cheap. About 22, 24 psi, and we are about 2 1/4 turns out from closed on the fluid, and not quite a full fan. Dialed in just a little bit. All right, get my mask going. And I'm going to show you guys how to spray this stuff. It's real simple. You just spray it. Guys, you just saw that. That's the first coat. First coat, you want to go light. You don't want to go heavy with this stuff. If you go heavy, the material is going to crater up on you, and then, you know, it's not a bad thing. It's just you don't want that if you can avoid it. So kind of a medium coat here, light to medium, and then 2 and 3, round 2 and 3, we're going to go heavier. That's it, real easy. But once this thing is uniform, you're going to be able to see what it needs, and it really doesn't need much. So I'm going to go ahead and bring you guys back once this thing is in 3 coats. All right, here we are 3 coats later of the epoxy, and last coat I went really heavy. There's a lot of lint or dust in it, probably because of the process that I did prior to this. Stuff's all in the air, but that's all going to get sanded anyways. So overall, the panel is you know, really straight, man. It's not bad at all. I don't know why they had so much filler. I don't think there was a need. So whatever. Good thing is it's an original hood. It doesn't have any rust, and it should fit really nice. So I hope you guys enjoyed this process. Hope everyone has a good New Year's Eve. Y'all stay safe, and y'all stay tuned for more work. Thanks for watching.